Thank you, Holly. You rock. So I'm Pam Winter. When I got sober in 1987, I thought if I just worked hard enough and did the right thing, I could have a good life. I mean, I knew I was using alcohol to escape the effects of growing up in a sexually abusive and physically violent home. But I thought if I just worked on myself enough, I could figure it out and fix it. I could solve the problem of me. So I plowed through life. I put myself through college, got good jobs, worked the 12 steps, and had lots and lots of therapy. It worked for a while, but when I was 13 years sober, I could no longer maintain the outer push, and I fell apart. I went from working hard to sitting in bed and rocking all day, contemplating a way to end it all. That's when I entered the psych system. And for the next 10 years, I was in and out of hospitals and treatment modalities. At some point in this process, I had pretty much every diagnosis in the book and every medication to combat those particular symptoms. I felt trapped in the system and I couldn't find a way out. I was caught in the cycle of hope and hopelessness. Hope that this new modality, therapy, or medication might work, and hopeless when it didn't. At the end of one such cycle, I had been sobbing on my bedroom floor for 4 months when someone from the recovery cafe suggested I try Path with Art. Prior to this, my whole life was wrapped up in trauma, therapy, and treatment. When I began classes at Path with Art, I began to find life outside the system. It gave me a pathway out of feeling trapped, a pathway to more consistent hope. While Path with Art is trauma-informed, it's not focused on trauma, it's focused on healing. I could attend classes and feel accepted as a person with a whole host of issues, but those issues were secondary. The focus was on art, and in my case, poetry, not on therapizing and not on trying to fix me. I felt accepted and honored as a human being, not as a human who needed to be fixed. What I've learned through being creative is that true healing is an inside-out process, not outside in. You can have the best therapies and treatment, but if it doesn't reach the innermost self, it's a temporary fix. When I write poetry, it's an inside-out expression, and that's where I found my true self, the one whose whole life experience matters. It's a mix of all my pain and suffering, my joys and my hopes. I don't have to hide anything. The bonus is when I get to share my poetry outwardly on stage or with my peers. That's when I really come alive and flourish. So, in a conversation the other day with Holly she said when she first met me, I appeared sunk in on myself and I could hardly make eye contact, and I had this stay away from me energy. Now, today, I can stand on stage in front of hundreds of people and actually enjoy myself. So thank you, Path with Art, and thanks to all of you who make it possible for folks like me who could not otherwise afford these opportunities. It truly changed my life. And for the first time, I really found a me. So thank you. I do have a poem, so thank you. So this is titled Capacious, Light of the Soul. Immortal, capacious light of the soul, soul squashed, extinguished by the dark chasm of fear, malignant with hate. Beaten into submission, buried deep within thick layers of tortured silence, piercing anguish, wretched suffering, I, the soul, joined the loud conspiracy of silence. Soul orphaned by secrets, violence, indifference, alone I wander amid light shattered into 1,000 pieces. I escape in the frozen streams tumbling down my stony cheeks. While my eyes stare unblinking into icy rage, fear grabs me by the throat, chokes me into silent scorn. So escape I take into a world imagined, a world cast from broken fragments. Soul I am, lavish with jewels, encrusted in darkness, shackled in chains. But embers glow still, waiting for the spark to ignite in unblemished illumination. Soul I am, point of light, undimmed by time, eternal reflection in a rippling pool, mysterious with grace. So why do I struggle to keep my house of light burning bright? Because asleep, I wander to a destination unknown. I have chosen the mortal illusion, the promise of sparkling riches yet to be seen. I have forgotten to claim the radiant light of the eternal flame as my divine birthright. So, alone, I wait in the deep well of silence for the great God from above to emerge, to lighten my load and illuminate the way. But wait, there is no eternal reassurance, no personal God who will drop from the sky and line my path with petals to soften the way. Trudge I must to a destination I choose, open my heart to a love not felt, my eye to a purity long gone. Peel away the layers of coal that encrust my soul and keep me attached to the pestilent darkness of my past. It's my choice now. It's up to me the way I live. I must rise up out of my fear, shed my ego, and trust in a truth not seen. Follow the soft, unspoken nudges that guide me along. Walk in faith with a God unseen to a destiny unknown.